So today I'm going to take you through a chest and shoulders workout that we did. Minimalist routine, doesn't take longer than an hour, but you will get a really good pump and you will progress your lifts really nicely if you follow this routine properly and implement what I'm about to teach you. So let's go. Firstly, this is my physique at the moment. A little bit more fat, but that's fine. It's expected when you're on a bulk. So we started off basically with an incline, a Smith machine press, and what we do is sort of reverse pyramid training. So we do one heavy set around 6 to 8 reps. So in this one, I do it on 2 different Smith machines. So I'll do it in one gym and it feels lighter, and this is a heavier one. So I got 6 here, I think, on my own, and then literally just got that, and then I got spotted for number 7 on this one. So as you can see, we are going all the way to failure, even just off the rip. And you got to understand, check this as well, this is 3 plays. This is some crazy shit that John's doing. The guy's not human, bruh. But you got to understand, we're pushing ourselves a lot. Because we're doing minimal training, we're not here for 3 hours, every set is taken to failure. So then, as you can see here, I took off 2 plates and I went down to 70. And then I went down to 60 after that as well. So what we did is we basically went heavy for less reps, then we dropped the weight and went higher in reps. And so what we did basically is called reverse pyramid training, and it's a good way to get volume and increase your strength at the same time. And you can see here as well, we're focusing on a lot of negatives. We're slowing the weight down, we're not just letting it jump, we're not rushing into the reps. So next we went into cable flies. Now this is something where you're going to get a really nice stretch on the chest. Now we set it up with the bench just to keep our body even more stable, but you don't need to do that. You can do this with a standing up, or you can do it on a machine. And you can see John did some partials as well. So once we finished up with the initial, let's say 12 to 15 reps, what we'll do is we'll just do some partials. So we'll make sure that we go to complete failure and that we don't have anything left in the tank really. Alright, and straight after that we're on to some lateral raises. Now this is sort of an old school variation that I've been doing with the swinging, and I like it a lot. So I did 2 sets standing up, and then I did 1 set seated as well. And you can see here that there's a bit of a swing, but you can see even with the bit of a swing, the side delts are getting engaged in the video, so that's fine. As long as your shoulders are the one that's doing the movement and not the trap, that's okay. And you can see I'm really trying to slow that down on the way as well. And you can see as soon as I lift off, it's side delt doing the work. Now a good cue that you can use to improve your side delts is think about scraping the dumbbell across the floor when you're lifting it up. And every time you do that, just reset and go again. And what you'll find is your side delt gets engaged loads. And one extra thing I like doing is when I get tired, I'll just shorten the range of motion, but I'll keep going. Cool, and then the final exercise is a rear delt machine fly. Now, this variation I've done is the best I found for my rear delt. So you actually don't want to sit on the machine. You want to put one knee on the pad and have your hands basically lower than your shoulder height, so it's almost pointing downwards a bit. And when you rep like that, you can see here on this video, like John's rear delts are firing up, right? And that's where you want to be. You really want to focus on that contraction, and we did 3 sets of that. Super simple, going to failure every single set. Now, a couple of principles that I want you to understand to make this sort of training effective. First of all, is your nutrition has to be on point, because if you're going in for a 4 exercise session and you're not fueled properly, you won't be able to perform at your best. So you want to make sure that you've eaten a good amount and you're actually eating properly. So these type of sessions are really effective when you're on a bulk, because for me, I'm trying to put on size, and if I'm going into the gym and I know that I'm fueled up, I've eaten my 3 meals a day before, I've got my water in, I've got my electrolyte, that session is going to be 10 times better, because you want to be leaving each session with some sort of progression, which is super important. You don't want to go to the gym and then do the same thing every single week in, week out, because then you won't see growth. So what I do is I've got it in an app, written down exactly what reps I need to hit for this week, and I'll go in, and my aim isn't to get bigger chest, it isn't to do this or that, it's just, can I get an extra rep, or can I add a little bit of extra weight to this session, and then I'll keep doing that, right? So you really want to focus on that. I start with the heavy compound movement first, because that's one that's going to be the most taxing. So you can see with the incline Smith machine press, if I was on my own, then what I would do is I would go all the way to failure, and then I would do negative rep by myself. So the last rep, I wouldn't finish at the top, I'd finish at the bottom. So I'll do the last rep that I can get up on my own, and then I'll go super slow on the way down, really try and feel the connection on my chest, stretch it out fully, and then I'll rack it. So this is where, if you're on your own, something like a Smith machine is a really, really good exercise and tool to use, because you can safely enter and exit the machine, right? If I'm on my own, I don't need to worry about safety because I can just re-rack it. But if you've got a spotter, it's even better because you can push past failure. So if you can train with someone who's got a similar mentality, who's going to graft, then 100% do that. And another point you probably notice with these sessions is how slow and controlled these reps are, right? We don't want to be doing like a lot of jerking and bouncing and throwing the weight up and down, because that's going to put less tension on the muscle, right? So even though you might be able to lift heavier by bouncing the weight, it's overall not as good, I've found, because when I go a little bit lighter but I'm controlling the reps a lot more, I'm seeing a lot more growth in those particular muscle groups, right? So keep that in mind. Try to keep the tension on the muscle group, and if that means that you go slower and you lower the weight, that's cool. Right? This is where it's important that you track your progress. So you either check your weights that you're lifting, or you take progress pics so you can see, right, over the weeks with this type of training, with this exercise, is my physique improving, right? So this is just a framework that you can use in a foundational sort of workout that you can build upon, but you don't need to be doing these 6, 7, 8 exercise routines which take you 2 hours, because you'd rather perform 2 exercises but with really, really high quality than do 5, 6 exercises but suboptimal, because the real growth comes in those last few reps and that progressive overload. So make sure you try to build that mentality where it's like, even if it's a few exercises, I'm going to go as hard as I can and try to get as much growth as possible. And look, we've got lives to live, so we don't want to be in the gym for that long, right? This session literally took us an hour, and there's 2 of us and we're filming as well. So you can think, if you're on your own, even faster. So hope that helps. And if you are a busy professional, an executive, or you're running a business and you're serious about transforming your body, and you don't just want to be in the same place for year after year, then there's a link in the description that you can click, top link there, and we can have a chat one-to-one, see if we're a good fit to work together. Just don't be the same year after year. If you can make a change, then do so. That's it from me. Goodbye.